Okay, thank you everyone for being here tonight. We're going to recall to order the regular meeting of the Suffern Central School District Board of Education for Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. May the record reflect that all board members are present, and we will now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Student report. Good evening, Talijah.
One day I'll remember that I go super early and have it ready. 1 second, sorry. Well, I hope everybody's had a good week since I've last been here. A couple updates from me and from the girls basketball team. We're 3-0 currently. So, thank you. We play again tomorrow against John Jay at John Jay. So pretty far trip, but we're super excited, and we're excited. We're also ranked number 5 in the section as well as of right now. So yeah, we're doing really good right now. Okay. Thank you guys. So yeah, that's an update from the girls team. But to continue off of that, the boys are also undefeated, and winter sports are in full swing with both girls and boys basketball teams winning the Bosco tournament last weekend, the Rich Bosco Memorial Tournament. Both teams won, so that's really exciting. That hasn't happened in a very long time, so it's super exciting for everybody. Also, a number of clubs have been running activities this month, such as Pause for Change had therapy dogs come in each day during lunch last week, and students were interacting with the dogs and could also get a holiday picture with a different dog each day, which was super fun. I also participated. I got a picture with the dog as well. Also, Operation Smile, a club that I'm the treasurer for, we had a fundraiser today. We sold donuts for $2 today, and we sold out in literally 20 minutes. It was insane. And we made so much, a lot of profit from it. So we're so excited, and we're going to continue those fundraisers as well. The National Art Honor Society also has been fundraising this week by running a holiday art show in which student-made holiday ornaments can be purchased. And I actually purchased one for my tree as well, to also support National Honor Society and because they're super cute. We also have 3 more days left until break time. I think we're off for 11 days. So while at the high school, we have Spirit Week going on. Today was dress up as their favorite holiday, and yesterday was wear flannel, and then tomorrow is wear winter. And there's a whole lot, and then Thursday, I think, is ugly sweater, and then Friday is Thursday's ugly sweater. Thursday's Disney Day, and then ugly sweater is Friday. There you go, got it. And yeah, so there's a whole lot going on. Winter sports, as I said, are doing super well. We had 3 students nominated for Athlete of the Week in their own respective sport. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and there's good things going on, and I hope everybody enjoys their break while we're away. And that's all I have for today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're moving on to 1.08 minutes of the regular meeting of December 3rd, 2024. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Thank you, Mr. Frazier. Second? Mr. Kern. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, very good. Superintendent's comments.
Thank you very much. I have a brief presentation coming up in just a few moments, but before we get to that, and before we get to our guest performers here this evening, I'd like to once again congratulate the girls and boys basketball team on an incredible Bosco tournament performance. Just an incredible job out there performing. And for some of you, you may know that on Friday, even Tom Brady came to watch the games a little bit. So it was really nice to see our girls and boys really showing what Suffern athletics is all about. It's a great job. Of particular significance on Saturday at the Bosco tournament was the induction of a new group of folks into the Suffern Athletic Hall of Fame. Just a wonderful halftime ceremony that I was able to witness. Mr. Gaccioni was welcoming individuals from the past and recognizing their great athletic accomplishments, something that Suffern Central should and is continually proud of, our former athletes. And it's really nice to see how excited folks are to step foot into Suffern High School, specifically the gym, for some of them the first time in 30 years, and just to talk about the memories they have and how much Suffern Central really has meant to their lives. really a beautiful moment. I also had the great pleasure last week of seeing two musical performances. So we had our sixth grade orchestra, string orchestra, and band and jazz band perform at the middle school. An incredible performance. Not only did they do a great job, some of the standouts really was hearing the sixth graders do Seven Nation Army's song, the one with the big bass cellos in the beginning. Just they rocked it. It was amazing. But we have 90 students in the string orchestra in the sixth grade, the largest class of string orchestra playing students in recent memory. Just incredible. And I think a lot of that is attributed to our teachers, the great work that they're doing with their students, and whether it's the Alumni Association or folks that have donated instruments. As you know, we do have a concern that not all of our students are able to afford renting or purchasing instruments. And so far, we've been supplying students with the instruments so that they can continue to thrive in our music program here. Just a wonderful concert. And then, of course, I also was able to witness the high school's first winter concert. Again, many juniors and seniors performing in the symphony orchestra and the concert band. Just wonderful performances. Really sets the tone for the holidays. So that being said, we thought, what better way to go ahead and bring us all into a little bit of the holiday spirit than having some of our standout vocal students in the select choir come and perform a couple of numbers for us here. So in order for us to enjoy that, we invited the members of the select choir to be here under the direction of Miss Alice Biss, who is going to welcome our students up here and perform a few holiday numbers for us. So thank you so much for being here.
Up first, we have Deck the Hall. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Stroll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. Flowers hell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Pass away the old year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing the joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Even from the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. La 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 la. We're going to leave you with We Wish You a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring it right here. We wish you a happy Hanukkah. We wish you a happy Hanukkah. We wish you a happy Hanukkah and a Happy New Year. We wish you a happy Kwanzaa. We wish you a happy Kwanzaa. We wish you a happy Kwanzaa and a Happy New Year. We wish you a happy solstice. We wish you a happy solstice. We wish you a happy solstice and a happy new year.
Great job, guys. Thanks again. Thank you so much. Great job, guys.
We're going to take a moment. I know this is a busy time of year, so we're going to let the student performers exit, but I just want to thank you again. What a wonderful way to set the tone for the holiday season. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing just the incredible talent that we have at Suffern High School. Thank you. Really just an incredible talent, right? It's just seeing the smiles around the room when the students performed, and you can see the joy that it brings them, just sets the tone. And the select choir has been out throughout our community these last couple of weeks, whether it's at Rotary events, other government organizations in the community, tree lighting ceremonies. They are in demand. They are out there and really demonstrating just the incredible talent that they have. And I thank all the teachers for being involved in their development, certainly. I'm going to change over to, on a serious note, to talk a little bit about our school survey that was issued probably about 2 weeks ago. Ms. Mermelstein and I, along with some other administrators, put together this survey that we issued through Thought Exchange to get a sense of how folks are feeling about their child's experience in their school this year. And I will be perfectly frank, the main motivating factor for us to push this out there was to get a sense of the feedback from folks after now we went through this elementary restructuring. So we are a little bit over 3 months into the school year when the survey was issued. We wanted to get a sense of how are people feeling about their elementary, middle, and high school experience. So we had, you can see the cross-section there from everywhere from all the elementary schools participating. And of course, the participation percentage as a whole of 100% is smaller for the elementary schools because there are 4 of them. They are smaller, of course. And you can see the percentage of participation from parents is higher in the middle schools and, of course, higher at Suffern High School because we have 1,500 students there. Predominantly, the folks that participated in English. There were also some folks who participated in Spanish and Ukrainian as well. One of the first questions we asked was, how satisfied are you with your experience at your school so far this year? And there was a ranking of 5 different categories. And you can see that we had a significant group of individuals that were selecting that they were satisfied or very satisfied. You can see the top 3 categories. We had about 90%. And again, this is overall for the entire district. And I'm going to take in a moment and break it down to the elementary and the secondary level so we can talk a little bit more about the details there. Some of the feedback that we received from folks, and this is just a word cloud, just to really hone in a little bit on what people were talking about, words that were commonly used when they were asked about how the school year was going. There was some feedback, verbal feedback from folks that talked about teachers are the best part of this school, in my opinion. Folks also talked about curriculum and community and the importance of community and how that helps accelerate the learning throughout our curriculum. Other individuals talked about how Suffern Central is like a big family. Teachers playing their role in contributing to the community, and they appreciate how the music department, art department are doing a great job for the students throughout the entire district. And we just witnessed that a few moments ago. Well, let's break it down a little bit more into the elementary school survey results. And if you feel like I'm going through this a little bit too quickly, this will be posted up on our website so you can dive a little bit more into some of the information that we have here. So for the elementary schools, this is for the 4 elementary schools. You can see our satisfaction rating is at approximately 87%. The vast majority of folks are satisfied or very satisfied with what's taking place in their elementary school experience. Again, a word cloud, talking a little bit about some of the major takeaways that people are experiencing with their child's elementary school experience. A couple folks really talked about the leadership and the teachers. The school is nothing without their people, and I think everyone on the board would likely agree that really it's the staff that make up the richness of our schools. Folks also talked about how their children had fantastic teachers. Teachers tend to know their children and seem to really target instruction to help them along. We're also pleased that the class sizes had stayed consistent as what we had talked about previously, and that teachers show that they care for their students. Several individuals raved about how the PTAs are strong, they're larger, and that they really feel supported by their PTAs. Let's dive in a little bit deeper here to some of the questions that we have. So again, if you are so inclined and you want to spend more time, this will be on our website and you can look at each of the individual questions there. But again, there was a ranking of 5 there, everywhere from very dissatisfied to very satisfied. And I'll highlight a couple of the strongest performance here for us and also talk about some of the areas where we have a little bit of concern and admittedly, some work to do. So the most positive feedback that we received on this particular question, again, for the elementary schools, is that folks in general were confident that the school provides a safe and secure environment, everything from security guards, visitor procedures, sign-in, ID checks, so on and so forth. The board will know that we have placed and continue to place a heavy emphasis on school security. We've had several presentations by Mr. Pat Breen, our individual who's responsible for school safety and security, running all sorts of training for staff and clinical staff as well to identify students who are in need of assistance, make sure that we are mitigating all threats, and making sure that our students are safe. And it's nice to see that from the elementary school perspective, parents in general are feeling very positive about this experience. One of the areas that are on this question that we certainly can use a little bit more work in is that folks have said that with regards to the question, I'm satisfied with the extracurricular opportunities available to my student. One of the reasons why we wanted to implement this elementary school restructuring, particularly bringing grades 3 through 5 together, was to provide students with some extracurricular opportunities, something that was very limited with 5 different elementary schools. As you know, we are working on that. We've been working very closely with our PTAs to roll out grade 3 through 5 musical opportunities for students. Admittedly, we are learning from that experience. We have 2 PTAs that are really grabbing this and rolling with it, doing a great job, and the board is contributing to that effort. But of course, as with any first-year implementation, there are always some things that we need to learn and get better at, and we look forward to doing that. Sharuk, can you refresh the back screen monitor there for a second? If not, I'll look on my screen and I can follow along. It's all good. Sure. Don't worry about it. I'll go ahead and just follow on my computer here. So we are working on that aspect with regards to making sure that we roll out more curricular opportunities. We've also received some feedback from folks saying that they would like some more enrichment opportunities, whether that's during the course of the school day or after the school day as well. Just need to see. Here we go. Okay. Another set of questions. You know what? Forgive me. I'm going to go to the podium so I can see the presentation that's up there. So another set of questions here. You can see the first one where folks were overwhelmingly positive about the support that their student receives in the elementary schools for their academic success. Folks saying that it certainly is effective. And you can see some of the other questions that are related to that as well. That was one of the more positive responses that we received from folks. And then here you can see an area where maybe we need a little bit more work on, although there is positive feedback. It really came down to communication, right? So as the board knows, we have invested heavily in doing a better job of communicating with parents. but we all know that there's no way to ever communicate enough. Folks want it in a different way, and some of the feedback that we've been receiving from folks is that, hey, you know what? Like, why do I have to search to find out what the school lunch is on next Tuesday in my school? Or if I want to find out something about the code of conduct, why can't I go to it immediately? I do know that our website provider is working on an AI component, which would allow people to just randomly type in questions and get an AI-generated feedback. So that's something that we're looking forward to. But we know that although the response is generally positive for communication, we're always looking to see how we can do a more effective job of communicating with folks. So here's some of the thoughts from our elementary community. I'm not going to spend time and read all these contributions, but this is an AI-generated feedback from Thought Exchange, this survey mechanism that culls some of the feedback there to really provide some quotes that are trending, if you will. So you'll see some folks will say at the beginning, I believe all the schools should have stronger anti-bullying programs and preventions programs. We know that we've been investing also in our well-being programs. So that is something that we're working on. Folks have said in the elementary schools that the bilingual program has been great. We are also investing in that bilingual program. Some of you that have children maybe at Sloatsburg have seen a truly unique program that we've rolled out at the kindergarten, that two-way dual language program. You can see also there's some constructive criticism, right? We'd like to see more STEAM and STEM enrichment, book clubs, reading incentives to motivate students. All schools should follow the same policies. One of the things we talked about with this elementary school restructuring is to create greater consistencies across the elementary schools. And of course, in our first year, we're not perfect at that. So that's one of the areas that we are certainly going to need to continue to be working on. So let's shift over to some of the secondary school survey results. So this will combine middle school and high school together, and we'll dive in a little bit to some of the questions that we had there. You can see here at the secondary level, folks are overwhelmingly satisfied or very satisfied with their experience at either the middle school or the high school. But of course, there are some people that see some significant need for improvement. Here's the word cloud with regards to satisfaction ratings there. You can see everything from folks talking about variety of opportunities to music, to the diversity of the school population, the programming, and so on and so forth. We'll dive into a couple of these questions as well with regards to the satisfaction rating for the secondary schools. One of our most positive areas of feedback there is where folks have agreed with the statement, I'm satisfied with the quality of academic instruction for my students and what they're receiving. It's nice to see that we're having that type of feedback. And really, on that particular slide, there isn't a section that really sticks out as an area that we need to improve on. But we do, and we have received feedback from folks that have talked about needing a greater variety, especially for students that are looking to go into careers, right? We've had folks that have said, why does my child have to go all the way to BOCES if they want to have more of a vocational experience? Are there ways that we can provide that at the high school as well? And then some other questions that we dove in a little bit deeper on, some points of pride here, folks that have agreed overwhelmingly with that the fact that they're confident that the school provides a safe and secure environment. That's nice to see that that trend is continuing both at the elementary level and the high school level. So it's very nice to see that folks feel that way. And then certainly, you know, an area where perhaps we can improve a little bit more on is having the schools address issues related to student wellness effectively. Specifically mental health supports, counseling services, etc. If you recall, early in the year, Ms. Sarah Kern, our Director of School Wellbeing, presented to the board and talked about the struggle that we have with ensuring that all of our students feel like they belong in their school and have that connection. That's an area that we continue to work on. And so the survey results here are showing that certainly there are a percentage of folks who believe that we can do a better job of promoting student well-being. Thoughts from our secondary community? Give you a moment to take a look at some of that feedback as well. One individual is talking about it's very positive to see teachers paying attention to their child and look for the best ways for him to understand subjects. We mentioned the need for more mental health supports. folks raving about the music and art programs. There we have a ton of variety and opportunities for students. And then, of course, all the way over the right, you can see that there are folks that are saying, like, we need to offer a greater variety of electives. Particularly, folks are talking about a lack of opportunities for students in our business areas, in our engineering fields, and so on and so forth. So, for example, we've put in the 3-year cybersecurity academy. People want to see more opportunities like that for students, including a more formal opportunity for students to go and experience internships or apprenticeships out in the field as well. Again, BOCES is a nice option, but it's not the best option for all students. And our students could really thrive by having some of those experiences available to them. So really, I just want to stop right there. We are going to go ahead and I'll take some questions from the board if there are any questions. And again, we'll have this posted on our website. But we are going to be sending a more comprehensive synopsis to families after the new year, after we've been able to dive into the feedback a little bit more. But I wanted to make sure that I took this moment to share with the board and share with the community the fact that we have asked for feedback, and we wanted to give people a little bit of a glimpse of some of the things that are working really well and also areas in need of improvement. I do have to say that I'm going to be meeting with each individual principal as well in January to talk specifically about their school buildings feedback. We all know that there are things that occur in different buildings. We really want to hone in on what makes a school special, what's their point of pride, to see if we can spread that to other school buildings, and also take care of some concerns that are out there from individuals in the schools as well to continually improve those opportunities for students. And then I hope to monitor this progress, not only throughout the year, but I expect us to send out the same type of survey next year to hopefully see that we are progressing in an even more positive trend for our students. So I'm going to take 10 seconds to go back to my seat. And if there are board members that have particular questions, I'm happy to take those questions, or certainly I can take those questions at a later time as well.
Thank you so much. I think it's really wonderful to demonstrate how seriously we take these surveys when we send them out, and that the respondents and the responses that we get are very valuable to us. And it truly is amazing the level of detail that you can look at when you dig deep into what the survey is telling us about how people feel about the school district. So thank you so much for that presentation. Are there any board members that have any questions or comments? Okay, very good.
Right.
This concludes superintendent's comments.
Thank you for pointing out that detail. Thus concludes the superintendent's report for December 17th, 2024. Thank you, Ms. Dickman.
Okay, didn't want to step on your feet there. Okay. Then in that case, we are going to move on to public participation on action items only. Action items are on our agenda tonight, 2.01 through 2.08. Is there anyone who is here to speak on an action item on our agenda? Okay, it looks like not. So we are going to close that portion of the meeting. Prior to asking for a consent agenda, are there any board members who have any items they would like to pull? Okay, 2.01. And did you want to pull a particular subsection or just pull the item?
If I can pull just Roman numeral 5.
Roman numeral 5. Okay. And that's from the professional personnel report.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other items from any other board member? No. Okay. At this time, I would ask for a motion for a consent agenda to approve items 2.01 through 2.08, with the exception of section 5 of 2.01. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Mr. Kern, second. Mr. Shapiro, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? And any abstentions? Okay, I will now ask to call the matter of 2.01, section 5. Do I have a motion to call that matter?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Donnelly. Second. Mr. Frazier. All in favor signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed? And any Oh,
Oh, I don't have a discussion.
Oh.
I just need to say.
I think there was.
Oh, got it.
Is there anything you would like to discuss?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is just for abstention for a vote. Okay, I think I did opposed. Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Thank you, Mr. Kern. Okay. Then we are going to move on now to board member comments. Do any board members have any comments tonight?
If I can, I understand there was the induction to our former students into the Suffern Hall of Fame this weekend. I'd like to congratulate all the recipients, all 5, I believe there were. It's just a great job. You're on the board. You'll be there for eternity. All the best to you as well. And thank you for what you've done. And I'd also like to wish everybody a great holiday season. It's the best time of the year. So hug somebody.
Thank you. Any other comments? No? Okay. Well, I would like to thank the choir for being here tonight. As I've said before, on the board, we have to do very difficult and serious work. And it really just is so uplifting and just the highlight of our evening when students come and perform. And we love having students here, even if you're just here to have your paper signed for government class. We're still happy to see you and hope that we're, helping to expand your knowledge of civics and how things work in the district. Also, I had the opportunity to go to one of the middle school concerts last week, and it was just great. And I agree with Dr. Gunderson that the music department in our district is just wonderful. We're so lucky to have it. That's not the case nationwide. And it's truly where you're laying the groundwork for professional musicians, professional performers, professional singers. They get great experience starting here. And just in the past few years, as Dr. Gunderson said, the alumni contribution, the purchased instruments, the contribution of alumni who were no longer using their instruments and gave them to the district, the enthusiasm of the teachers, the talent and the dedication of the students. And I think we even had an Eagle Scout project last year, which provided a repair table to the district. And all these components really contribute to making these evenings a success. So thank you so much to our students, to our parents, for bringing your students, and for all of our teachers who helped not only on stage, but also wrangling the enthusiastic group of students off stage who were just clapping and really excited for their classmates. So it was a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's see. Do I have anything else here? No, I don't think I do. Okay. So that concludes board member comments. And now we are going to move on to our second public participation section. This is on any district-related business. If you are here to speak, please keep your remarks to 3 minutes. This is a board policy. If you need a 1-minute warning, please let us know. Please give your name, and please do not speak about any individual district personnel or any individual students. Is there anyone who is here to speak?
I would like to take that minute warning.
Very well, sir.
I'm standing here before you today because I have been.
Sorry, could you just give us your name, please, before
I'm
you
sorry.
start? Yes,
Sure.
thank you.
My name is Emmanuel Santos Duarte, and I'm the father of a student that goes to Suffern High School. I am standing here before you today because I've been repeatedly met with resistance, deception, and outright disregard by the superintendent, the assistant superintendent for finance, and the director of safety at Chestnut Ridge Transportation, among others in this district. I have asked time and time again for physical proof to back up their claims and for the regulations that they keep hiding behind. By the way, this is a continuation from last time, sorry. But all I receive is silence and evasion. They have no evidence, no justification, and yet they continue to deny my son the transportation services that is absolutely necessary for his safety. Let me be crystal clear. There's a bus entering my son's complex every day to pick up a student with a 504 plan. Why is that child prioritized over my son? Why is my son's disability being treated as less important? What makes my son's safety expendable? Is it because his race, or is it because his religion? Or is it simply because those empowered, whose salaries we fund, have decided that teaching a lesson to a concerned father is more important than doing their job? I read about the previous superintendent departure. His tenure was cut short, in part because he allegedly concealed parents' complaints from this very board. I know for a fact that none of you were aware of my son's situation until I fought tooth and nail to make you aware of it. Now we have a new superintendent, but the same failure and the same negligence. I ask you, what will this board do to make sure that this kind of injustice doesn't keep happening? How many more parents need to suffer because these districts refuse to follow the law?
Sir, that's, you have 1 minute remaining.
I'm demanding that you allow me to present proof, document, facts, not fabricated excuses, so you can see for yourself why my son's transportation should never have been an issue in the first place. The Suffern School pupil personnel has already deemed this service essential for my son's safety. Yet the superintendent continues to block it for no reason other than stubbornness and negligence. I have proposed over 5 solutions that will have resolved this easily, but they all been dismissed without a valid explanation. Not one single solution has been offered in return. You can even be bothered to offer alternatives. It's because of this ongoing transportation issue, my son's safety is compromised in any way, I will hold this board personally responsible. You have the power to fix this. You have the obligation to do so. Don't you dare let another parent be ignored, another child's safety put at risk. And I expect you to hold the superintendent to the same standards you held the previous one to. It's time
Sir,
to take action.
Please wrap up your remarks.
Yeah. It's time to take actions. It's time to do what's right. Happy holidays. Enjoy your break.
Thank you. Are there any other speakers this evening? Okay, very well. Then we will close that portion of the meeting and go to superintendent's closing comments.
Thank you very much. I'd simply like to offer up to the board and the entire Suffern Central community just the happiest of holidays. Hopefully everybody can find some time to relax, enjoy family and friends, and we will be back right after the new year. So enjoy. Happy holidays, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next meeting is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Wishing everyone a happy and healthy holiday, and look forward to seeing everyone back here again next year. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. Second? Thank you, Mr. Frazier. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great holiday and see you next year.